wasting her time.
Okay.
Um, okay, so we're going to be doing some deadlifts. All joking aside, if you need to modify anything back, simplify anything. So we're kind of building on themes we've been working on for the last, what, 6 to 8 months. So it's sort of we're working on adding complexity, and if the complexity needs to go down, permission to change anything down to something that feels appropriate based on yourself as well as the load you have available, the weight you're carrying. Um, we're doing 3 sets of 10 per side plank hip dips, but then we have some fire hydrants, 10 per side. You can, if you have a little band, a little exercise band, you can put around your knees. I don't have one, so I will not be using one this morning, but that's okay. I know some people happen to have them, or if you have the PT bands where you can tie them together, but make sure that the load is appropriate. As in the band isn't too tense. So I want a light band. Think about something you would do for like a shoulder exercise, like this one, like that level of resistance. Um, and then we have maybe perhaps 5 vertical jumps. If we can't jump, we'll pretend to jump. And I'll just kind of describe what that means, but we won't actually be leaving the ground, but we might go into the balls of our feet if that feels safe. Then we have some single leg deadlifts, which I'll talk about specifically. We're going to pair that with some toe taps. That's actually more of a stretch than crazy hard. So just like a calf, kind of a down dog shape, if you will. Um, and then we have some good mornings and squats and push-ups to finish off everything else. Okay. So first and foremost, let's just do some cat cows, bird dogs, anything that you like to do to kind of get your body into a place where it wants to move or can.
All right.
Things to eat.
Strength, strength, strength. Okay. Strength. Okay, here we go.
I never find I find regardless of the watch or the wearable, it doesn't, strength work doesn't, no, because your heart rate doesn't always go up.
Yeah.
So if it's using heart rate, a lot of my strength workouts are green because it's like,
I
oh,
watch
that wasn't
those
so
that
bad.
do strength workouts in the morning, so it puts that to the top of the list. It like changes the order of the list by time of day. It's trying to be smart.
My watch is smart but kind of dumb, which is exactly what I want. Like it's smart enough to do stuff and track workouts, but it's not smart enough to suggest, would you like to use strength work in the morning? I needed a smart dumb watch or dumb smart watch. Maybe that's better. And as a round watch face, more importantly. I'm not gonna give her all that. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're charming, but your presence isn't always helpful. I don't know if you know that. You're fine, Elise. I'm talking to Nikki Brown, clearly.
All right.
Like he's just staring at me. And it's a little disconcerting. You want to at least join in? You might as well.
Mm-mm.
Okay, then genuinely, can you?
Yeah, I woke up. Sleeps.
Okay, well, can you kindly sit somewhere else? Not that your company isn't welcome, but time and a place, you know? This is not it. Okay. Let's, if you haven't already, yeah, those 1990s.
Okay.
Is there anything we're looking to avoid doing on the ankle?
Sorry?
Is there anything specific we're looking to do, not to do on your?
Um, Not that I can think of. No, it's if anything that hurts. The funny thing is, I can notice a lot of these things. I don't notice any pain or discomfort until like an hour after. It's like, oh, maybe it did bother me. When I'm in the middle of it, it's like, okay, maybe I'll avoid doing something hard on it. Um, but then,
Hmm.
yeah, I don't notice until later. The one thing that I do notice is when I'm driving.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right
Yeah,
foot.
because your foot is constantly flexed,
Oh, okay.
right? As in, like, it's ready to accelerate, to brake,
Yeah.
to whereas if you had, for example, if you were driving a car where someone who can't use their legs, they have all of their stuff at the steering wheel,
Oh, okay.
probably wouldn't, I mean, not that you would drive a vehicle like that, because why would you? You don't need to.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. Your foot's constantly ready to
Okay.
press down. It
Okay.
just gets tired.
So
That's
yeah,
why.
I definitely noticed fatigue faster on my right ankle then. And then, way back, I did drive a manual, so I only like, and now since I'm only driving automatic, I only use my right foot.
Oh, yeah, unless you're in the UK.
Yeah. I mean, my left foot is for the parking brake, but that's about
Yeah.
it. Okay.
Okay. Well, let's try. We'll modify stuff accordingly. So we're gonna start with the side plank hip dips. These are first and foremost can just be a side plank that can be held for time. I would say approximately 30 seconds aside.
Okay.
If but if we're doing reps, that's a little easier to count. So the side plank hip dip itself, right, can be a full length. So I like to have my front foot forward. That's just me. I don't like to stack my feet. I don't like that feeling. My shoulder is over my elbow, and I'm going to drive my elbow down, brace the bottom side of my body, and really my belly as well. And I'm going to kind of come up. If this hurts your ankle, right? Valid. Let's drop that bottom knee, right? So we can just have the bottom knee down. That also makes the side plank easier. Okay. And then from there, you're gonna think about dropping the hip down and then back up. And we're not like, we don't touch the ground. It's not have to happen. Just a little dip.
All right.
10 times. We're lifting the hip off the ground, dipping it. 10 per leg. Modifying that plank position as you need to make that doable. If, and for the record, if I know if you're on camera, Risa, you can just turn over. You don't have to face the camera the whole time. Sorry for the noise. Backing that up a little bit. Okay, so your fire hydrants are next. I, for the sake of this example, have a very fancy tissue box. Yoga blocks also work here. This is more for feedback. You don't need one of these, but I want to demonstrate what I'm looking for. Um, so we're going to be in a tabletop position. It's easy enough. And I want to put this on my low back. So this is my example of I don't want that tissue box falling off. At least I'm trying not to. So that I could pick my hip up. My
Okay.
tissue box falls down. Too far, okay? You don't actually have to find one, Arisa. It's just more as a visual. So something flat and something that won't hurt you, more importantly. And we're doing 10 per side fire hydrants. with as little motion, I know, right? Very fancy, right? With as little motion as possible on that low back, right? We're doing 10 per side.
All right.
Again, the tissue box is more of an example. It's not a requirement, right? It's more just like it gives you a sense of, or a yoga block. Again, if you're using a band here, the band would be around the top of your knee or kind of, let's say, just above the kneecap.
Okay.
Okay. So here's our vertical jumps, or we're going to practice. So this actually applies for, I know we're looking at, you have something ankle related here, but also let's say you live on the second floor of an apartment building, and your neighbors don't love it when you're jumping. So this is where, and I'll keep the camera at my hips and below, but this is where, if you think about jumping and landing, right? We don't have to jump. We can, right? I'm going to go, so from the side, I'm kind of like going into my jump shape. I can go onto my toes. So here, I'm just going onto my toes. So I'm pretending to jump, right? Or like imagine jumping in the air, right? Your arms, my arms are swinging upwards because I prefer it. Some people, when they're jumping, like to jump up. Some people prefer to arms up and then down. There's no wrong answer to that arm swing, but I do want an explosive hip opening, and I want you going into the balls of your feet.
Okay.
That's it, right? So opening the hips, balls of the feet. Whether you leave the ground or not is sort of up to you. We're doing 5 of those. Let's go back to your side plank hip dips. Okay. And you're just gonna recycle that 2 more times.
Yeah. Okay.
And that top leg, the one that is not bent, if you're bending the bottom leg, does not need to leave the ground.
Oh, okay.
It can. That's just kind of adding. We have done sort of a leg lift from the side plank position before, but it does not need to happen today.
Okay.
That's just adding, I mean, that's just adding more. Good.
Yeah.
And then you have your vertical jumps or your pretend jumps. Yeah, good. I will say if this makes your ankle feel funny, um, we could just do calf raises even, right? If we have some funny ankle stuff going on. The calf raise gives you that foot extension under more control,
Okay.
right? But so far you seem okay, but I want to acknowledge that.
Thank you.
Sometimes even using 2 feet with a wonky ankle, you might need a little more support. Even being near a wall can be helpful.
Yeah.
Good. Is this your third time through, Risa?
Yeah.
Okay, lovely.
All right. Let me try this side.
Low back.
Never mind. All right.
Fall off again.
Yeah.
It's funny. I think sometimes you need to look something with like a yoga block is kind of ideal because it has a little more weight.
Oh.
You're right. Like the tissue box is a good shape, but it's very light. Um, so it's okay if you just imagine, or like for me, if I like a visual for people with, who don't either, the tissue box is not working out very well.
Okay.
You can imagine like a glass of water on your back. Right.
All right.
Remember those mattress commercials, Arisa, where they had the person jumping on it with the glass of wine?
Oh, there was something, wasn't there?
Yeah, that was definitely a thing. Anyway, that analogy. But in this case, your back is the mattress and nothing is moving. Metaphorically, of course. No one's actually jumping on it. Okay. We have Bulgarian split squat. Sorry. We have single leg deadlifts.
Okay.
I wrote 4 sets of 8 here. Um, we've done this many, many times. So at this point, we're at a leg lift, a foot down, um, any single leg variation where the hip moves behind. And then whether we lift the foot, I have the weight right now, but whether we lift the foot or
Okay.
keep the foot down, all of that works just fine. And you can use any of those variations today.
Okay.
However, if you're like, I'm bored and I want to try something different, we can abduct the leg. So abduct, think like to abdicate, to remove, right? We're gonna kick the leg to the side. This is an option, not a requirement. So I'm gonna go ahead. If I think about using my right leg to deadlift, I'm gonna put my left on my couch in this case, because that's what I have. My foot's just hanging out here, okay? So I'm still gonna be doing this range of motion on that hip. However, I have my foot here. My weight is next to my foot, okay? This might be a bit much for your ankle, but just wanted to show you anyway. I'm gonna reach back my deadlift, grab my weight, and I can do my 8 deadlifts, my leg to the side. My hip is going back, in this case, toward my fireplace. It's not going away from me. My hip is moving directly behind me. If that abduction is way too intense, and or you have super tight adductors, these inseam, um, I'm gonna respect that. And maybe we lower the height of your foot, or we don't abduct the leg. Let's do 8 per leg. Good.
Okay. Well, that's fine. It's normal and fine. Let's see how this side goes. All right. Oh, yeah. I don't really notice anything in my ankle because.
Well, and that's good because we're not really, right? If we were squatting, you might feel a little resistance because the ankle is flexing, dorsiflexion on the ankle. Um, but because we're moving the hip mostly,
Okay.
the ankle is just staying put.
Yeah.
It's just stabilizing the leg. So hopefully that feels good. We can put that dumbbell down now. And next thing we're gonna do are, how am I right here? Sorry. 10. I said per side. If that feels like a lot, we can reduce it. Per side toe taps. So plank toe taps are, we're in our plank shape. Okay. And then we're gonna go ahead and, if you can't reach your toes, that's okay. Maybe you're touching your shins. If 20 is too many, let's reduce the volume.
Yeah, this is more calf and not ankle, I feel like.
That's fine. Everyone's going to feel this in a different spot. So if you have really tight calves, me, um, or tight hamstrings, not me, um, or shoulders, it's okay to feel this in a multiple spots on your body, as long as it feels like a solid stretch. This can also even become a plank to down dog if we just need like
Hmm.
a less single arm variation. Um, sort of up to you. So that can become instead, we can modify plank to down dog and then back for 10. So it does not need to be a single arm exercise. Once you completed that, Arisa, that is set number 1. Let's do at least 3. I wrote 4 sets, but I also want to respect the volume. So if you do 3 sets and you're like, I'm good, thank you. Okay,
Okay.
it is.
All right.
4 is great, but I want to make sure we're all feeling good about our choices. So make good ones, please.
Okay. That was 1. All
Great.
right. Which leg? Oh, this
So
leg.
yeah, so that if your left leg, right, you're standing on your left, the weight's in your right.
Okay. All right.
And actually, I'm not even sure that's like a requirement. I want you to carry the weight wherever it makes sense for you. For me, it's definitely on the inside leg or opposite my standing leg.
I see. Yes, it works.
But everyone has, I think, a slightly different uh, opinion on that, and that's okay. One thing that feels balanced, and everyone has a different way of finding that for themselves.
Okay.
I will say, full disclosure, if your object is very tall, right? So you feel like you're on a ballet bar, it's going to be a lot more intense,
Uh,
right? So the height of your abducted leg, the one that's doing kicked out to the side, will affect the perceived difficulty of this.
yes.
So I don't need you going full on, you know, foot at hip height. That's not impossible, but not required.
Okay.
Good.
All right. 20.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a lot.
Okay. All right. I'm going to try something a wee bit heavier for the last one. Third one. Oh, yeah, third one.
So you can stop after 3, but let's check in after 3, more importantly. Um,
All right. Okay.
it's always tough when something hurts later.
Yeah.
Um, and typically, especially in a if I'm training someone in person and someone says, "Oh, my back hurt later," or my shoulder hurt later, but there's nothing distinctly obviously wrong in the session, for example. Um, it's one of those things where I'm like, I kind of ask them like, hey, did you do anything different that day? Did you drive more in this case? Did you spend more time on your feet? Did you walk 10,000 extra steps? Like what's something else that changed out of your routine? Right. Like, especially if we train regularly. It's not like I met them for the first time. Ow, that hurt. It's like, hey, we're training together and now this happened. So I'll definitely look at my programming. Did we up the volume? Did we up? Thank you. Did we increase volume? Did we increase weight? Did we whatever? Right. So certainly address those factors. And then I'm like, well, okay, those seemed okay. So what did you like? Oh, I did extra little laundry. The kids were driving me crazy. I had to pick them up. And it's like, okay, so maybe you did one more set of deadlifts and you were dealing with a rowdy toddler, right? Whatever, right? Just these are hypotheticals. But my point is when the ankle goes, hey, I didn't like that, I would consider, in addition to your exercises, what did you do that day? The other thing is, are you stressed out? Are you drinking enough water? Are you eating enough protein? Are you sleeping? Are you recovering properly? And it's not that you have to get all those things right,
Mhm.
but if it's feeling a little bit iffy, even a little extra stress can kind of affect your ability to recover maybe the same way. But I would say look holistically. Look at your day, your week, your environment as a whole, and see if there's anything that can be potentially addressed.
Mhm.
Um, and if that's not the case, just do the best you can, right? I know it can be stressful to try and be optimized in a world that is the opposite of optimized. So I do the best you can. Um,
Okay.
oh, that was 3 sets. How are we feeling?
Good.
Yeah?
Good. Um, yeah, definitely feel like my ankle did some work.
That's enough then. I don't need more.
Okay.
Yeah. And worst case, I'd rather you be like, hey, let's do an extra round next time instead of being like, hey, maybe we do one less round next time.
Okay.
I'd
Yeah.
rather add than take away, if possible. Um, okay.
All right. I don't always stop and like pay attention.
Hmm.
All right.
I think that it's a product. Well, it's not April. That it's gotten better. But historically running and a lot of endurance-based sports have celebrated grit and pushing through difficulty, which to a point makes sense. Comma. If you broke your ankle and you keep running on it
Yeah.
and you're not running from a lion or a predator where your life depends on it, but you had to finish a marathon or your whatever, and then you have permanent damage on that ankle,
Yeah.
you'll rarely run again, slash won't run the same pace or run without pain again. Me, personally, not worth that sacrifice. For some people, worth the sacrifice. So genuinely not a judgment, but what is it worth to you?
Yeah.
Taking a couple weeks off your ankle, letting it recover, or pushing through it and doing more damage and staying off it for 8 weeks instead of two, you know? So anyway, so yes, pushing through is good to a point, but we need to listen too, because the body gives you a lot of signals. There are signs where it's like, don't do that. And then at some point it's screaming at you and you're like, I can't sit up, right? But it starts with the whisper. It's like a, hey, please don't do that. I don't like that. And then it starts screaming at you. And it sounds like a siren later. We're gonna do good mornings
All right.
next. So these are just meant to be a nice stretch of the back of the hamstring, nothing crazy business, right? We have 8 of those. You can add weight to these, should you choose. I don't have a barbell, at least I'm not readily available. It's kind of tucked away. Um, So if you want like a broomstick, some people like to have their like a back rack position, opens up the chest. It feels really good. Great. A dowel works great here. I don't love a dumbbell on my back, so this position for the dumbbell doesn't feel good to me. Some people are okay with that, but I don't love it, so I don't go that way. I'll, if anything, hold it in front of me, or hold it in front of me as I do this. So
All
that's good. We have 8 good mornings, followed by 8 per side. 8 per side. Oh, split squats. We can adjust this, right? But I'll demonstrate the split squat anyway. We can make this just a goblet squat for the ankle. I don't
Okay.
want to go crazy on that. But 8 per side. 2-second eccentric is just 2-second lowering. It's nothing crazy. It's not really anything out of the ordinary. Um, but if we have our, first and foremost, our good mornings, right? Weighted is optional. That's not required. So if my weight in front,
Okay.
that's an option. We can go without. So hands are behind my head. I'm moving my hips behind me. I'm not dipping my chest, right? Doing 8 good mornings, followed by 8 Bulgarian split squats. I'll demonstrate the Bulgarians while you're doing that, Arisa, but I know we're going to modify it for you a little bit. Bulgarians where the back leg is kicked back. I go top of my foot. You can go ball your foot. Goblet means we're carrying the weight at my chest. I know you can't see it, but it's there. And then I'm going to go ahead and squat down and come back up. 2 seconds is right, just about the same. 1, 2, back up. Repeating that. 8, you can drop the back foot instead. Go 4, same thing, hold your weight. Or in this case, Arisa, we're gonna goblet squat, as in 2 feet.
Okay.
Yeah, just to, I would say, minimize. Single leg work is great. So if you're okay split squatting, let's do that. If we need to bring it down to a foot down position, that's okay. We're lower in complexity. Yeah. Or we can squat 2-footed, right? Just normal 2-foot, whichever feels demanding enough.
Okay.
Um, but we kind of talked about total volume, right? You don't want to go crazy on this.
Okay.
So you can always add.
Okay.
Okay. And then finally, you have 8 eccentric push-ups. Now, these are focusing specifically on the lowering phase, right? So nice and slow. Slow, I mean, not obtusely slow. Okay, but slow lowering. If you need to worm your way up, that's fine. And if 8 is too many, let's reduce it down to 5. Right? So I want permission to reduce volume here. We're just going to control the lowering phase. So whether I'm controlling my lowering phase here, so I'm going to slow, 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 push back up. Okay, that's too much. Maybe I'm slow, 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 push back up. If I need to elevate my hands, great. Let's do that 8. I'll rephrase that 5 to 8 times.
All right.
Okay, use your knees. That's fine. Or elevate your hands. For most of us, myself included, while we think of control lowering, the lowering control will get more difficult as you get closer to the bottom.
Okay.
So we're
Yeah.
going to emphasize that last, what, 2 inches or so?
Yes.
The top is usually pretty, right, solid.
Okay.
For most of us, it's the last, what, couple inches.
Okay. All right.
Okay, we're repeating that.
All right.
Your good mornings. If you're doing goblet squat, or if you're doing the split squats, it's 8 per leg.
Okay.
If you're doing goblet, just 8. Like, sorry, just a 2 foot squat, it's 8 total.
Okay.
Um, and let's do this a total of 3 times. I said 3 to 4 sets.
Yeah.
Permission to add volume, but also not. Um, I just wanted to give people the option for more in case they wanted more. And that may not be appropriate for everybody.
Okay. 8, right? Okay.
Everything here is 8 or 8 per side or 8 or 8 or 8, except for the number of sets.
Okay.
Do not do 8 sets of 8.
All right.
I mean, look, we talked about choices, right? You can do 8 sets of 8, but whoa.
Okay.
If you do 64 goblet squats, don't tell me your ankle hurts. Because, yeah, I told you so. I mean, also your legs. You'd be fine, but like, you're a little sore. Good. And so with these eccentric push-ups, 5 to 8 reps. That modification of 5 reps depends on your muscular endurance and how much sort of wiggling up you're doing,
Okay.
which is totally fine, right? We're emphasizing the lowering phase. The pushing up part is a nice bonus, not full negative. If it takes you longer than 5 seconds, Risa, that's probably a little obtuse.
All
Yeah.
right.
So faster at the beginning, slower at the bottom. This is not a reflection on your push-ups. I just want to bring up when we slow the push-up down, watching out for the shrugging of the shoulders. The shoulders stretch towards the neck, like this.
All right.
Try to them away from the neck. And if we can't do that, we can find, hopefully, even wall push-ups work out fine here, if that's something that we need to go with. I'm okay with the wall push-up.
All right.
Good.
All right. What was that? 2 sets? Okay.
Um, or set 2, I should say.
Yes.
So we'll play set 2 of 3 for now, and then you can, again, same thing, decide.
All right.
Yep. Good. It's not funny. Keep your kind of your belly braced, right? So if we tend to, so if you have a tendency, and I can't tell maybe it's just camera angle. If you tend to do this, right, on things, we're gonna think about doing a little bit of crunching. If we tend to round, that's not you. If you tend to do this, you're gonna think about doing that. So it depends on where you tend to bias your movement. Flexion, bias, not me. Extension bias, that's us. So your correction might be a little bit different, but either way, the body should end up being relatively flat. And if that range of motion suffers as a result, that's fine.
All right.
Just curious, how many, Arisa, how many push-ups are you doing?
Uh, I think I lost count last time.
Okay.
Count.
That's okay. Just it was more, I was genuinely, it was more of a question, just I was curious with that. The eccentric part of this does make the push-up feel harder
All
than
right.
like a normal paced push-up. So
2. All right.
increasing the time under tension, which makes the whole thing just more difficult anyway.
Okay.
Which is on purpose, by the way, if you're wondering. That wasn't an accident, but
4. Okay.
nice job.
All right.
Nice control.
5. Okay.
I will say if you're swimming tomorrow, maybe you warm up your shoulders after in the morning after this. Also, you might be a little sore.
All right. 7. 8.
Good.
8. Slowly, slowly, slowly. All right. Okay.
Okay, you can stay laying down. That's fine.
I'm getting my rest.
I think that's fine. Um, I'm not a randonneur, but I've been told why stand when you can sit and why sit when you can lay down.
All
But those distances are a little long for my taste. I
right.
don't like having sore feet. So, um,
Okay. All right. That was 3
that
sets.
was three. There's no need to do four. So these increased sets, right? When I say 3 to 4, think of the total volume completed, right? So if you're doing 8 reps 3 times or 3 times per side is 24 reps and then goes up. If 32 reps per limb or on these movements feels like an option for you and you want it, great. 32 is on the high end of some strength stuff, but it's not impossible. So I think it depends on muscular endurance, need, want, time. Do you have time? Great, do another set. If you don't want to, maybe you stretch whatever it is. You could also, depending on your time of the season, are you building up to something? Where you are in your build? Are you kind of your base phase? All right, not a big deal, right? If 2 weeks out from a race, 3 weeks, and your programming is bananas, maybe not. But I leave that up to you.
Okay.
So let's stop at 3. I think that's enough, especially you want to give your ankle a chance to feel what happened today. If your PT exercises are a lot, then I want to make sure you feel good at doing them. If it's a little heavy today, maybe wait till tomorrow. I don't know. You can decide
Okay.
on on their difficulty or perceived difficulty on that foot. So you can decide.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Cool.
I think
But
it'll be fine.
okay.
It's up to you. Um, I know it's about talking so you got ankles, but that goes for any physical therapy adjacent stuff. So if you do go to a physical therapist and you have your exercises, same day might make sense, and sometimes it's similar shapes to what we did today. So doing more might work for you. If you're just beginning recovery, that might be a lot in one day. That's something you need to figure out for yourselves. Um, that's our time for today.
Okay.
We're all done. I mean, we have like 2 minutes, but I think that's fair. We can just call it a day, shall we?
Okay.
Let me know how you're feeling. I said it'd be great. And if anything feels like not enough, too much, I'll try and meet everyone halfway. We should have a broad spectrum of athletes, so we're trying to meet here.
Okay.
All right, Risa.
Okay. All right.
I wish you well.
Thanks. See ya.
Bye.